Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're exploring something absolutely mind-bending. We're going to unpack the profound cognitive mechanics behind human perception and, honestly, human suffering. We'll be basing our whole journey today on the fascinating insights from Sri Bhagavat's text, Anamanana Rahasyam. And look, this isn't just high-level theory. We are literally going to deconstruct the very reality you are experiencing right at this exact second. Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to take a second and really ask yourself, do you actually experience the world around you exactly as it is? Or is your brain actively tricking you every single second of the day? It's a massive question, right? Today, we're going to completely challenge the most basic, fundamental assumptions you hold about your everyday reality. Here's how we're going to break this down. 5 steps. 1. The science of spirituality. 2. The illusion of perception. 3. The shadow of the self. 4. The 3 visions. And finally, number 5, breaking the chain of ignorance. Let's get right into it.
Step 1. The science of spirituality. Moving beyond superficial rules. To really wrap our heads around this, we have to plunge deep beneath the surface. We have to kind of leave behind the shallow, superficial rules of organized religion that, let's face it, we're all pretty used to. Instead, we're entering into the universal science of the human mind. The source text makes a super powerful argument here. Scientific truths in spirituality absolutely do not require blind faith. I mean, you don't need to just believe in the law of gravity to know you're going to fall if you drop something, right? In that exact same way, the deeper phases of spirituality are all about direct personal understanding, not blind acceptance. So ask yourself, are moral rules, historical stories, and festivals the absolute final goal of spirituality? Or is there a much, much deeper universal truth hidden beneath all those surface-level traditions? The source material suggests that the first domain of religion really just teaches basic physical and mental virtues. But the second domain? Well, that is where the actual, literal science of the soul lies. And this brilliantly illustrates how to access that deeper domain. Think of the pond analogy. Imagine you're walking down a set of steps into a pond. First, you just wade in. This is kind of like following superficial religious rules. But eventually, the water gets neck deep, and basic physics kicks in. Your body naturally tries to float upwards. You literally hit a physical wall where you can't just keep walking down. To go any deeper, you actually have to completely reverse your approach. You have to turn upside down and actively swim downward using your hands. Basically, you have to flip your thinking entirely to reach the deeper science of spirituality. Which brings us to part 2, the illusion as perception. Deconstructing the outside world, or what's known as Maya. The world is Maya. What is seen and what is felt are all unreal. Now, I know, at first glance, that sounds incredibly mystical. But what's absolutely amazing here is that this ancient spiritual concept perfectly mirrors modern biological scientific facts about human perception. It's literally spot on. Let's look at the wayfarer analogy presented in the text. Imagine a man waiting for his friend at sunset. Out in the distance, a figure approaches. Now, because this man expects his friend, his brain literally makes the figure look exactly like his friend. Now imagine a second man standing right next to him, but this guy believes in ghosts. To him, in that hazy sunset, that exact same approaching figure looks like a floating spirit. When the figure finally arrives, they realize it's neither a friend nor a ghost. It's just some random wayfarer walking by. The exact same object created completely different realities, based solely on the observer's internal past experiences and beliefs. The fact is one thing, but the experience is something completely different. Think about this for a second. You think you're seeing what's in front of you right now, but you aren't. You're only experiencing a disturbance of light hitting your retina. You aren't actually hearing my voice, you're only feeling a mechanical vibration against your eardrum. It's like the Doppler effect. You know how a train horn sounds like music from far away, but turns into a deafening roar up close? The train didn't change at all. Only your sensory perception changed. You are completely trapped within your own sensory feedback loops. You literally do not experience the outside world. You only experience the biological disturbances happening inside your own body. In a very real way, you are the world you see. Part 3, the shadow of the self. Deconstructing the inside world. So the crucial point here is how we process time. The present moment is quite literally the only thing that is real. It's sensory, it's direct, and you feel it without even having to think about it. The evening breeze, the sign of a bird, it just happens. But the past, it's dead. It only exists as memories in your head. And the future,
It doesn't exist at all. It's a pure calculation, an estimate, and imagination. Yet we spend almost our entire lives living in this dream state of past memories and future anxieties, completely ignoring the only real thing, which is the immediate sensory present. And here is where it gets really, really deep. Because we live in this constant web of past memories and future plans, our intellect creates a label for the center of it all. It calls it I. But the text argues something radical. There is actually no independent thinker behind our thoughts. The ego, the I, is just an inverse shadow. It's an illusion created by the intellect to process the constant flow of thoughts and feelings. There are thoughts, sure, but there's no thinker. There are feelings, but there's no permanent entity feeling them. Let's move to part 4 and see how this builds. The 3 visions, mapping out human perception. Everything starts with vision 1, sensory vision. Your eye sees a flower. It's just a mirror-like, innocent, pure perception. Then, a split second later, we hit vision 2, mental vision. Your intellect jumps in, accesses your memory, and names the object. Ah, that's a rose. Okay, this is just factual understanding. But then comes the trap. Vision 3, discretionary vision. This is where your ego violently takes over and attaches likes, dislikes, and a desire for possession to the object. I want that rose, it makes me happy. Or, I hate that weed, it makes me angry. A purest sensory experience slowly degrades into suffering as it moves into this third, discretionary layer. To make this incredibly practical, let's look at the golden brick analogy from the text. Under mental vision, if you see a gold ingot and a brick, your intellect just sees facts. It recognizes the scientific properties and the utility of both, totally neutral. But under discretionary vision, oh boy, if you trip over the brick, you feel intense anger and curse whoever left it there. If you trip over the gold, you feel intense, greedy joy, followed immediately by this paranoid fear that someone might steal it from you. The objects themselves didn't cause your suffering. Your discretionary vision injected all that unnecessary emotional baggage into what was basically a neutral event. Which brings us to our final part, part 5, breaking the chain of ignorance, the solution to suffering. Now, what's really interesting about what we're looking at here is the analogy it offers. Don't fight your mind. Instead, realize that it is like a crystal clear flowing river. Think about it. When people bathe in a river, sure, it gets dirty for a moment, but you don't have to get a bucket and manually scoop the dirt out. The river is constantly flowing, automatically washing away the dirt and renewing itself instantly with fresh water. Your sensory vision is exactly like this. The text notes that, quote, each state gets renewed fresh every second. You don't need intense, heavy effort to achieve enlightenment or peace. You don't need to wage this massive war against your own mind. You simply need to anchor yourself in that continuous, innocent flow of the very first layer, the sensory vision. Let the sights and sounds flow in, fresh, every single second, and let them wash away before the third layer, that discretionary vision of likes and dislikes, has a chance to violently take over and create suffering. Which leaves us with this final thought. If your pure sensory experience naturally washes away the past and renews your reality fresh every single second, why are you still choosing to hold on to the heavy, imaginary illusions of the past and the future? Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive. I want you to take a look around you right now and try to just see, just hear without judgment. Until next time, stay curious.